In this Webflow tutorial, I answer one of my subscribers' question from Auto Che Lo Komua. I'm so sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. I'm very sure I did, and I'm very sure that's not your real name. But if it is, I apologize. And he asked, or he or she asked, thanks for your video. No worries. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. And thanks for subscribing if you are a subscriber. Could you explain to a beginner what the page wrapper is? Why do you additionally use this div? So firstly, thanks for the question. Please watch my previous video on the box model. So the box model I explain in very great detail how everything in a website is really just a div block, or it's really just a block, right? It's just a block. And then a page wrapper is really, something that people like to give it a class of page wrapper. And it implies that it's holding all these blocks together. Usually you see page wrappers just below the body. And as mentioned in that video, body is the ultimate box. There is no box above body. Then below that, usually they have page wrapper. So let me give you an example. In this templated website, usually in Webflow, you can purchase templates. We can see we have an announcement bar, we have a nav bar right here. Then we have something called a page wrapper right here, which is what you're asking about. And in this page wrapper, if I delete it, you can see like all the content's gone. So it's literally holding, the hero section, maybe the about section, the footer, all these stuff. Why is it there? The reality is it really depends, right? Because it depends on what you're trying to do. But in general, you don't need it in this specific case. I can just move this out of the page wrapper like so and delete it like so. And that's it. There is no page wrapper. Really, everything that's wrapping this, or the parent block, is the body, right? So why did they have a page wrapper? Again, one very common reason why people use a page wrapper is overflow to prevent the scroll bar horizontally. So as you can see right here, because all this content is inside this page wrapper, let's go ahead and look at what this actually did. So this is saying this is going to have a width of 100%, which I mentioned in my previous video, inherits from the parent element, which is the body, which is literally the screen size. Then it says max width none. Then you notice something very interesting. It says overflow. Usually by default, it's set to visible. So overflow just means within a box, do you want to see the content outside of the box? And in this case, it's saying no. So what this is really saying is don't show any content outside of the screen size. That's exactly what it's saying. So this prevents any horizontal scroll. Position relative, as I mentioned, this doesn't really matter that much, but relative allows you to essentially access z-index, and it also allows you to use absolute positioning. But in this case, I wouldn't worry about it. The main reason why people use page wrapper, one of the main reasons, is this specific functionality. So for example, if I go on a website, blazetransit.com, you can see the website looks cool, but what you'll notice is there's actually a scroll bar at the very bottom. You can see right here, there's a scroll bar, and this is actually horizontal scroll. Horizontal, yeah. And right now you can tell the reason why is because these logos right here, if I scroll across, it's still showing these logos, and it's kind of really weird. To be very honest, I don't think a normal person would even realize that there's a bar here, but as a Webflow developer or designer, it's very obvious that there's a bar here. So in order to prevent this, you may put every content inside a page wrapper with 100% width, just like this example, with overflow to be hidden. So it clips everything, and you won't get this really weird horizontal scroll bar. That's really the main reason why they use it. That's the main reason why I seem to see people use it. But again, because this is web development, there's so many other ways. Like for example, this guy might have put it to relative, so he can go ahead and use absolute positioning. He might have put a custom class in this page wrapper, like an ID class, where he might put custom code in order to do something. But in general, that's the main reason. And again, my whole video is just to encourage you to understand the reasoning. And there is really no one answer in web development, but that's the main reason. I hope that answered your question. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you haven't. I try to upload videos every single week. And if you have any comments, or you're a beginner in Webflow and you want a question answered, please send it to me in the comment. I'll most likely make a video. Thanks again for watching. Hope you found value. Peace be with you.